What's going on, everybody? Tomato 10 back at you again with another video. So this one is going to be the Q&A I wanted to do for the last video I did, last big video, the Army review. First off, thank you guys so much for all the success that video has been having. I'm almost at 600 views. I got something like 33 subscribers off of it. I mean, you guys are rocking right now, making my first week back at YouTube, a real success story as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So the first question, so as far as the first jobs I would have done before my own, I actually have a whole story regarding that. So when I first got out of high school, I wanted to go into the trades, or during my senior year I was thinking about that, or the Army. The Army's got a lot of trades. And the big one I wanted to do, I know it's a little bit more niche, is I wanted to do gunsmithing. And there is a MOS for that in the Army, a job you can get. It's a little rare, though. So I went into the recruiter's office. My recruiter's actually a very nice guy. Be wary of Army recruiters, but he was, I got a good one. So we're talking. He's like, you know what? You might be able to get it, but it's a really tough job to come by, and you might wait 6 months, you might wait a week, you might wait a year for that listing to come up and you can fill that role. But in the meantime, let's look at some other options. I'm not saying I'm a super smart guy, but I scored high enough on my ASVAB where pretty much every job in the Army was open to me. So he's like, another great one that you can do is medic, and I saw the movie like Hacksaw Ridge. I thought like medics were like cool. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay, you can call me if that one opens up, but it's not my first choice. A week later, he calls me up. He's like, hey, 68 whiskey positions, which is medic. He's like, they're open. Do you want to sign a contract? And I just pulled the trigger on it. So yeah, that's how I became a medic. But now that I'm out, I do want to get into gunsmithing. I don't know if I'm going to do it just as a hobby or if that's going to be my job. But college, everything I'm doing right now, I'm just doing it because the BAH is really nice, pretty much. But if I could pick a different job, that would have been at gunsmithing. But there's a ton of cool jobs I could have done. I was happy with how everything turned out, though. Second question: have I ever had a major incident with an NCO, my worst incident, or have I witnessed something like a court-martial or anything of that nature? So, like I said, I have had good NCOs, bad NCOs. Honestly, I've had problems with NCOs, but I was a pretty good soldier. I don't really have anything too crazy to write home about. But another incident I had, not me. I'm Mr. Goody Two. I'm not Mr. Goody Two Shoes, but I never got in trouble. You know what I mean? Not really. But another incident I witnessed and almost was kind of directly involved with was in basic training. So there were two male soldiers. And they did not like each other. One was, let's call him Butch. I don't know why I came up with that name. But Butch was really, really, really smelly. He did not like communal showers. He didn't like doing his laundry. Dude smelled like fecal matter. Like, literally. That's how bad the BO was. Like, absolutely disgusting. He was also like something called like a sick call ranger. So basically when you go to they can never deny you medical care, but usually like sick call is during like physical training in the morning. So he would always go to sick call every day to get out of PT every day, and he was on every profile known to man. If you're on profile or there's something wrong with you, totally fine. Just don't fake it. But he's like always in the back with the crutches. He probably doesn't need the crutches. He's just, I'm not trying to be like a bully or anything like that, but he's that type of guy. The other guy, we're gonna call him Kyle. All right, and Kyle, he's actually my buddy, and I really got to keep up with people. I haven't texted him forever, but crazy dude, guy you'd want to have like on your side. You don't want him to not like you. But he did not like Butch at all. He fucking hated this guy. You know what I mean? And basically, Kyle would always fuck with Butch. Like, whatever he would do, he would just pull pranks on him, whether it be like at the mess hall. He would fuck with his food or hide his boots or whatever it is, just always. And I have a little brother who does that to me, so I totally get it. But it's one thing when you're going through basic training, you got this guy you know, going against you the whole time too. So Butch was starting to lose it a little bit. Kyle did something so bad. Not like, listen. Basically what he did was he shit on his pillow. Now, that sounds really bad. He shit in a plastic bag and put it on his pillow. So no poop touched his pillow. Pretty sure the plastic bag was open though. I don't know. Butch climbs up the ladder because he's on the top bunk. You know, he's not bunking with this dude, by the way. All right, they're not together like that. They're actually in separate rooms. We had like separate rooms because it was COVID. It's a whole nother mess. But he gets to the top bunk. He sees the bag of shit on his pillow, and he immediately says, Kyle. Like, he just like knew immediately. I'm in this room with this guy. I'm like, oh no. He comes down. He goes to his room. He's like, you and me are fucking fighting tonight, dude. That's it, bro. We're fucking fighting. He's like, okay. This was like the greatest event ever. And these guys aren't like Mike Tyson and you know, Muhammad Ali or whatever. Like, these are like just Kyle kind of looks like a dork, you know what I mean? You know, not like a complete wimp, but like, you know, he's not like the most buff athletic guy. And Butch isn't like some stud either. I told you he's like a sick call profile and everything, but this was like the heavyweight event of the year. We had my whole platoon in there. We had there was 4 platoons in my company, basically. All of them were in there, all the guys at least, in the laundry room. Like, we all packed in there. It was like 200 people. And that's what it felt like. We're throwing Tide Pods in the middle, like making bets, like, you know, whatever we got to bet on. Like, it's just like the greatest thing ever. You just get so bored. They start fighting, and Butch fucking destroys him, bro. He's beating his ass, like, bad. You know what I mean? Like, it was not even close. This dude Kyle comes up. I'm gonna fucking kill you. He looked like Anakin at the end of fucking Revenge of the Sith. You know what I mean? And we're like holding him back, like, it's over, dude. It's over. Just, you know, like, that's it. Just take the L. It's over, bro. Like, the dude was beat the shit. The fight's over. We don't want to get too beat up. And basically, he like says, like, I don't know if it was so long ago. Like, I don't want to tell the wrong story because this either happened that night or the night after. But he's like, I'm killing myself. And I'm going to fucking write Butch on my forehead so everybody knows why I didn't throw myself out the window. So then we had to have 2 people stay up all night and watch him so he made sure he didn't fucking kill himself. So that was like a whole thing. Gets up the next morning. And we're, you know, at the beginning of every morning, we all have to stand there in formation and they have to, you know, take attendance or make sure nobody escaped or, you know, whatever. You know, get ready for PT. We're all standing there. Drill sergeant's looking at everybody going through the ranks. This dude, Kyle, is absolutely just beat the shit. Like, busted lips, 2 black eyes, you know. He's not like missing a tooth, but he got beat up for sure. And the drill sergeant's just like, who the fuck did this? Who just did this? You know, he's like, everybody get the fuck down right now. And basically he's just in the push-up position. So we're all in the push-up position. He's like, I'm gonna keep you guys down here until someone messes up. Who beat up this dude? And he's like freaking out. And dude, I'm like getting in. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be down here forever. I'm not no rat. You know what I mean? I'll be down here for 15 hours straight. I don't give a shit. Within 45 seconds, somebody gets up. Actually, that was the funniest thing. I almost started laughing. He's like, yeah, Butch beat the shit out of Kyle. And then they're like, Butch, get the fuck up. And he's like, you're done. You're out. And then he's like, why did you do this? And Butch is like, he took a shit on my pillow. They're like, what? They all start laughing. All the drill sergeants are in here, even from the other platoons. They're all in here. They all start laughing. They're like, Kyle, get the fuck out of the we call it like the war room or whatever, or like the first platoon bay. You know, get out of the bay, bro. So Kyle's like talking to like the company commander. He's like crying. We can see him through the door crying. This is the funniest thing ever. You know what I mean? And like, we think he's gonna get kicked out of the army or something like that, you know, like, this is it, you know, or you're gonna get recycled back to phase 1 or whatever they're gonna do to him. Basically all that happened was he ended up being always in like the red phase, which is you don't really have any privileges, and we all got to get our privileges as the cycle progressed, and he did not, or whatever. Maybe he got off even easier than that, but nothing really came of it. No court-martial or anything like that. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to not really have too many incidents that I was around. So that's pretty much it. Third question, how often did I get to see my family? So I was very lucky. I was stationed pretty much in the same state as where my family lives, so I was able to see them pretty much every weekend, any weekend I wanted to. I was like low-key reverse National Guard, because National Guard, they have to go to their job 1 weekend a month, and I would be at my job and go see my family 1 weekend in a year, or usually every weekend, honestly. I'm a homebody. Like, I love my family, so I used to go home a lot. So I was very lucky. That's not always the case, though, and there were times where I got deployed. I had to be away from everybody for 9 months, so it just depends on how lucky you get. But I was very, very lucky. Fourth question. The hardest thing about boot camp for me was probably at the beginning. You're 18 years old. You're just going in. You've never been away from home before. You don't have to wipe your own ass. So that was tough, being away from my parents and my brothers and stuff. And, I'm Italian. I got a big Italian family. I'm very family oriented. So you're thrown into an environment, you don't know anybody. I would like to think I adapted pretty quickly. I'm a people person when I want to be. So I was able to make fast friends, socialize, but that was tough for me, so that was probably the toughest. But boot camp for me, this is going to be like not for you, but it was during COVID, so I was there for like 9 months. Like, we got recycled back because we had to get quarantined for, there was like no 12 days of quarantine or 2 weeks. It was like 31 days of quarantine. It was crazy. We had to go to a holdover company, and the Army was just completely mismanaging the situation. I want to say it's its fault, but nobody knew what to do because it was the pandemic. Nobody experienced anything like that before, so it was pretty tough. That was just the duration of how long I had to go, and like the isolation, because I was in isolation from the quarantine. So I never even had COVID, but it was pretty tough. So that's pretty much it. Did I ever pass weight? It's so funny. Yes, I passed weight every time, all right? Or I got taped every time. I never failed height and weight, you could say. I was always overweight, which is very, very common. The Army wants you to be like a Holocaust survivor, some people think. But, I'm short. I'm like 5'6", 5'7" on a great day. But I'm a pretty stockier guy, so I'd always have to get taped, which is totally fine. And as long as you don't pop tape, you're totally cool. I definitely do think I chunked up a little bit, because I've been out for about 7 months now, and then the last 2 months I was just getting ready to leave, so I was skipping PTs and stuff like that, so I gotta hit the gym again. But yeah, I never had a problem with height and weight, never. But I've had a couple NCOs that had, and if you ever have somebody like that and they're failing height and weight and they're getting taped and they're popping tape or whatever, you got to make sure you take them under your wing, hit the gym with them, do cardio with them, so just be a battle buddy for them. Would I do it all over again? Yes. Like I said, I have no regrets. There's always things that, like, if you go back in time, I would have done this differently, or I wouldn't have done this, but you don't know how things like that are going to affect the future. I believe in like the butterfly effects. If I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. Right now where I'm at, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I would say. My family is healthy and happy. My friends are healthy and happy, and I feel fulfilled, so there's no need to change anything. We all live life, and those hard things that you go through, and, of course I've been in dark places, just like anybody else, but those hard things you go through make you stronger, and they help you mature as a person. So no, I wouldn't change anything, and if I had to go do it all over again, absolutely, yes, I would.
What is the gayest things you and your friends, I'm sure you guys went a long time not interacting or seeing any women. I imagine it took a toll on the mental health of you and your boy friends, in quotes. So that's my question to you. How do you substitute regular intimate contact with a woman only using the parts of a man?
So funny, bro. All right, listen, I'm not gay, all right? Got no problem with gay people. There's a lot of gay guys in the Army, too, you know what I mean? So there's gay guys everywhere now. Gay girls, too. I'd say the gay girl to guy ratio in the Army is definitely swinging towards more gay girls. Did I ever do anything gay? Possibly. No, I'm just kidding. But you do say gay stuff to each other, And it sounds gay that I'm saying this right now, but there's just a certain level of humor that you got to appreciate when you go in. The Marines really get it from what I hear. It's just called homoerotic humor. You know, it doesn't mean you're gay. That's the type of jokes that fly. You know what I mean? And some guys are like super not into that, and it's like, but you know what, man? I feel comfortable enough with myself. I know I'm not gay. Like, if I throw a gay joke in there, usually it's not even offensive. You just calling each other hot or whatever. You know, you don't mean it. It's just that's how it goes. So, did I ever do anything gay? No. Did I ever say anything gay? You fucking betcha. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. And everybody does. You know what I mean? I'm struggling to think of. Man, there's a couple that are more reserved, but you know, I like making fun. You know, I like chopping it up, but just be respectful to whoever you gotta chop it up with. You gotta read the room. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's pretty much it. In conclusion, thank you for everybody who asked me questions in the comments. I really, really appreciate you guys. Next video I want to do, I kind of want to do a future of this channel video. So I just want to explain to you guys what my vision is for this YouTube channel and my career on YouTube. I say my career on YouTube, like I'm putting all my eggs in this, but you know, this is something I always wanted to do, and I got a lot of stuff in my brain. I know I'm like posting these random shorts. I'm going to explain that. Don't worry. But if you're interested, please tune in. Please drop a sub and like and comment and whatever. Share it with your friends, please. I got a lot of stuff planned for this channel, and I'm a guy of many interests, and I would say just how many interests I have, there's probably something that overlaps with what you're into too. So stay tuned. Next video will be up next week, and this video will be up Monday. We're going to try to get it up. So I'll see you guys.